Hello, everybody. My name is Audrey, and I'm so excited to be here to talk to you about our oral sprays that we offer here at Q Sciences. Before I get into those our sprays in particular, I just want to touch on the fact that I'm very thankful to be with a company and to receive products from a company that is so transparent about what not only is in our products, but also what we vow to keep out of our products, because there's a lot of harmful ingredients out there, and we all know that. And I'm just very grateful that we know exactly what is going to be in and not in our products here, especially as we're not only taking it in ourselves, but we're also giving it and representing it. We're representing these products. So yeah, we really pride ourselves on having the most high quality assurance standards here. And we have a whole PDF that just outlines all of it and just gives you all the information. So if you'd like to see that, you can just ask whoever sent you this recording, and we will get that to you, and you can just see. And then all of our information obviously is on the packaging or the bottles that all of these products come in. So I just wanted to touch on that before getting into it. But let's talk about our oral sprays. These are amazing, you guys. The thing about sublingual delivery is that it is the second fastest way to get vitamins into our bloodstream. And the first fastest way, first fastest, is through an IV. So that's pretty incredible, right? Obviously, we like to take a lot of things in pill form. That's just always kind of been the way that we do things. Like when I was younger, I would take a multivitamin. It was like the Flintstone ones, and I would like chew it up, and it was kind of chalky, and I'd take it. But it's been come to just our knowledge that it's a lot harder to absorb like vitamins and all of the ingredients that we need in our systems, like through our GI tract. It's really difficult to do that. So absorbing it underneath our tongue is the fastest way to absorb. And that's why these sprays are so incredible. So in fact, one way that we know for sure, we actually have some people, some friends here that have actually gone a step further to be like, I want to see like exactly how much is getting absorbed into my system. And they'll go and get lab tests done, and they've seen that their results have just skyrocketed since they've been taking, that spray form versus the pill. So whether it's D3 or B12, we are just getting the best of the best absorption when we take these sprays underneath our tongue. So that's really, really awesome. And I could go on and like read off a bunch of slides and tell you all the stuff that we have on our site, and because again, like all of the ingredients are listed, so we know exactly what we're getting and putting into our bodies. However, we have an incredible friend, her name is Kelly, and she is actually in school to be a chiropractic doctor, so she actually studies this stuff and she knows it really, really well. So she decided that she wanted to come on here and share with you the specifics about what is in these sprays and why they are so good for us and essential in our everyday lives. So I'm going to pass it on to Kelly, and she will just tell you a little bit more about each of these sprays that we have and what is in them.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about the sprays. I did my research on the different sprays and what was in them and why they were good, and like when someone needs to take them is important, because supplementation is awesome. It's a great way to get vitamins and minerals that we're not getting in our diet. However, if you're over supplementing, it can also create issues. So it's knowing when a supplement is right for you. So we're starting off with vitamin B12 here. Vitamin B12 is actually the hardest for us to absorb. It's absorbed when your food's being broken down in your stomach. And so that acid spikes and that causes absorption of B12. So typically supplementation is required for anyone over the age of 50. So that's important to know. And then B12 comes from meat, like that's our source of it. So if you're a vegetarian or vegan, also a great time to be supplementing with B12, because you're not going to be getting that from your diet because you're not eating meat. So B12 plays many important roles, So it adds a special chemical compound group onto your DNA and RNA. So it helps it being expressed or keep it from being expressed. And it helps in hormone productions, proteins, lipids, and fats. And then it can also act as a neurotransmitter. So that's very important because you want to keep those nerves firing and getting the messages across your body. Yeah, so if you are vegan or vegetarian, over 50, that's an important time to take it. Myself, I actually take a proton pump inhibitor. So like an anti-acid, that's a great time to take it because you're not going to get that acid getting out of your stomach. So because you're reducing it, and that's what triggers B12 absorption. So you should be taking it then. Other medications that can reduce its absorption would be like metformin. So anyone like type 2 diabetics or people who have PCOS commonly take metformin, and then histamine blockers. So it's allergy season is about to start. I can already feel my allergies coming on. So B12 will be needing. Next we'll be talking about vitamin D, or D3, which is also known as our sunshine vitamin. It's one of my favorites we learned about in school. So it's known as a sunshine vitamin because we get it typically, it's hard to describe D3 simply because most of the best way for us to get it is actually getting out in the sun and absorbing it through our skin, and it creates a chemical reaction in our body and you produce vitamin D. However, when you live in the Midwest or in the East, up on the East Coast where it gets cold in the winter, you're not getting that sunshine you typically get. So that's a big time when a lot of us need it, is during the winter. It's actually is what causes seasonal depression. A lot of times it's actually D3 deficiency. So it's considered a pro-hormone because it has a direct effect on gene expression. So that's a big thing. And it has so many roles. We're not even completely sure all the things that D3 does at this point. It helps with cell growth, neuromuscular function, immune system support, hence why we get more colds and flus during the fall and the cold time is because we're not getting that vitamin D. It helps reduce inflammation and just so much more. So I suggest everyone should be on D3 because truly you can't get enough of it. It's a water soluble vitamin. So any extra your body gets rid of easily. And the next vitamin we'll be talking about is our C plus spray. So vitamin C plus zinc is what the plus stands for. So vitamin C is crucial for collagen formation. So if you're taking our collagen, which is also a great product, you should probably be taking some vitamin C because that is needed for the synthesis of collagen. And it's the most common, which is the most common protein in our body, found in our skin, hair, nails, and so much more. So vitamin C is needed for conversion of neurotransmitters to help get signals across your nervous system, synthesis of fatty acids, transporters, so getting lipids in throughout your body because blood is considered water soluble, whereas fats are not water soluble, so you need a transporter to get them across. And then it's also needed for the metabolism of some amino acids and absorption of iron, which is very important because we don't want to become anemic. So yeah. And then we have our boost spray. So the boost spray is really good for giving you that burst of energy if you're wanting to get out and exercise or you're just kind of feeling run down throughout the middle of the day, so especially after lunch lull, this is a great time to use the boost spray. It contains vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin B5, chromium, L-carnitine, and coenzyme Q10. So these are all great supports for healthy metabolism and controlling cravings. So again, it would be really important probably after lunch is when I would be taking this one just to help get me through the rest of the day. And when you're kind of feeling that drop in your energy, and so you're starting to crave those sweets to keep you going. And then we have our relief spray. So our relief spray is made of a herbal blend with GABA to help relieve discomfort. GABA is a neurotransmitter, so it's a chemical in our nervous system that helps us communicate cell to cell, which promotes relaxation. GABA, you can actually, like GABA is a very important neurotransmitter, and I take relief. One of the times to take relief is not only with pain, but anxiety. So I use GABA support for test anxiety. So that would be a good time, because GABA is what dampens the nervous system. So you get out of that anxiety and pain mode and bring you down to more of a level. And then we have our sleep spray. I would say this is my personal favorite. As a student who has trouble sleeping at night from just anxiety about school and just my brain doesn't shut down at the end of the day. So I typically turn to the sleep spray. So it contains melatonin, some herbs, 5-HTP, and L-theanine, which is an amino acid. So it matches our natural melatonin we have in our body, which supports our sleep and wake cycle. So melatonin spikes at night to help you go to sleep, and then kind of falls in the morning naturally. But some of us, because we fight sleep, our melatonin cycles aren't matched up the way it should be to what our sleep cycle is. And so that's where this can come in to support. The L-theanine is an amino acid found in tea leaves and mushrooms, and it works similarly to GABA in helping to relax the body to help promote sleep. And then the 5-HTP is a naturally occurring amino acid and a precursor to serotonin, which again is important for sleep and many other things. So together you have, yes, melatonin, which many of us have heard of for sleep. There's lots of melatonin products, but what's great about our spray here is that we have other components that are promoting sleep as well. So you're not getting a lot of melatonin only, which melatonin can have bad effects if it's by itself, because it can create weird dreams. That's the most common symptom is for people who take too much melatonin, is they get odd dreams and it's uncomfortable. So these other products help promote sleep, so you're not relying strictly on the melatonin to make you fall asleep, or help you fall asleep, not make you. Yeah. And then I'm going to pass it off to Haley, and she's going to share some testimonies about our sprays, starting with the sleep spray.
Hi. So I'm actually going to share a couple testimonies on our sleep spray. Personally, I take it every single day. I stopped taking it for a little bit because I ran out, and I was like, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, I sleep fine. And I can tell you, I noticed a huge difference when I stopped taking it, just in my energy throughout the day, how like groggy I felt when I woke up when I wasn't taking it. This is actually, if you see the screen, this is tracked from an Apple Watch of one of our friends. She tracked it the night before she started using her sleep spray. And as you can see, this, the red is kind of like times when you're not really sleeping very well at all. The greenish color is okay sleep, light sleep, and then the purple is deep sleep. So you see she had several times when she was awake with the red, and then her deep sleep just wasn't super full. It wasn't terrible. But then when you look over here to the right, for the day when she tried the sleep spray for the first time, this was the first night that she used it, or the few of her nights, her first few nights though. Her deep sleep is just out of control. She barely has any red showing up. On that last one, she has no red showing up. And that's just insane. And that's such a testimony. It's amazing to be able to tell you guys, like, I sleep so well when I take it, but to see results like this from your sleep actually being tracked is just mind-blowing. The other testimony that I wanted to share about our sleep spray actually is from my grandpa. He is super hesitant to try things like this, like natural things that I recommend. He's like one of those guys who like, he'll take what the doctor tells him to sometimes, usually not, but like something natural that I recommended, usually no way, like hard pass. Finally, I got him to take it. He was just having such a hard time sleeping, like only sleeping like 2 to 3 hours a night. He has a lot of other health problems too. And finally got him to try it. And he was like, he didn't really say anything, honestly, but then he was like, I'm almost out of like a couple weeks later, he's like, I'm almost out of that sleep spray. Haley, can you order me some more? And he's been taking it consistently since. I've been to a couple doctor's appointments with him, and he will literally bring it to his doctors and be like, this is my sleep medicine. Just so you know, like, this is what I'm taking, and that's what I'm going to take. Obviously, it's not really medicine, it's vitamins, but it's just so cute. And it's amazing to see it work for someone who had such a hard time sleeping for so long. It's so cool. So anyways, I'm going to pass it on to Audrey now to share a couple other testimonies from a few different sprays.
I love that testimony so much. That is such a, yeah, that's such a big deal that your grandpa took it and he is taking it consistently now. That's awesome. Yeah, the sleep spray, cannot say enough about it. My husband as well, he tracks his sleep and he's just blown away by the numbers. You guys, it's so cool. Like Haley said, to just see it all laid out like that, other than just like saying, oh, I slept really well. So I'm going to talk about a testimony that my friend has with the B12. So a lot of testimonies, but just one of them is my friend Lisa. She was driving one time and she was starting to get really sleepy. And that's really scary, you know, like when you're in the car and you have a long way to go, you're not there yet, and you're getting drowsy. Like that's a really scary thing. So she pulled out her B12 spray. You know, like Kelly said, like B12 is where a lot of us are like deficient in it. And it is really good to help just give us a little bit of energy. And she took it and she said that she was just like revived and she was able to, you know, go the rest of the way in her car and get to where she was going really safely. So that's one testimony about the B12. So cool. Another one is with the Q Boost. So my friend Kate, she actually she was also a chiropractic student. And she, like every chiropractic student, is so tired. There's a lot of classes, a lot of homework, and just labs and just all those things. And she was needing a little boost of energy. It was kind of like that afternoon slump, like Kelly was talking about. And she took the Q Boost, and it really helped her get perked up again to finish her schoolwork and get a workout in. And also, you know, the perk about the Q Boost is it helps curb cravings too, which is really good. So that's another testimony. One other one I want to share is actually for my son. He is going through teething his molars, and it is very painful for him. And he hasn't been able to sleep as well as he used to when he wasn't teething, and he's a good sleeper. So that's a big deal. And I've been getting him the Q Relief spray. And when I give that to him at night, when we're reading books before bed, it is the coolest thing because he will just calm right down. Like Kelly said, with that GABA ingredient, it is just such a calming, it has such a calming effect to it. And not only does it help with the pain, but it also helps just with relaxation right before bed. So he's ready for bed. Then I'll give him his sleep spray and he'll just have an incredible night's sleep. And that's really a blessing, not only for him, but for me too, you know, and Bryce, you know, we'd have to get up in the middle of the night to help him go back to sleep. So, and then also a similar one, my friend Sarah, she also gives the Q Relief to her kids if they're just like going through tough emotions and they're, you know, wanting to throw a tantrum or something. She'll give them a little bit of relief to calm them down, and they'll just be calm within seconds. So really cool testimonies, you guys. There's so much more. Those are just a few of them. But we're just so passionate about these sprays. I mean, about all of our products, but these sprays are such a fun and easy way to get our vitamins. It's an easy way for kids and grandparents and like anybody who has trouble with, you know, taking supplements. And like we said, it's just so hard to absorb those ingredients into the GI, like through the GI tract. So these vitamin sprays are just a godsend, and we're so happy that they're in our lives. So thank you so much for listening. And again, if you have any questions or you want to see our quality assurance standards, just let the person you know, or the person that invited you to this or sent you this recording, just let them know and they'll send you whatever information you need. But have a great day. We'll see you later.